Because I don't know if you've been down to Skid Row. There's 80,000 people.
I have been down there.
Yeah, it's an open air drug market. It's
They move it around too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I say we fucking drone strike downtown LA.
You know, if it wouldn't damage property value, you're onto something.
Yeah. This is my third appearance.
This makes you the single most appeared person.
Is that true?
Yeah, I've never had anybody on 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Welcome back.
We're on. Hello, everyone.
We are.
Nice.
We are. That's your camera. Mm-hmm. That's our 2-shot.
Very good.
Welcome back to the Isaac Abrams Show, everybody. Season 3, episode 100, with the most reoccurring guest of all time, and the reason why this show has any followers whatsoever, Mr. Ben Avery. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for watching. We do a 1-minute episode.
Mm-hmm.
Catch us up, man. How have you been? How are things? What can we talk about?
That's so funny. You're doing like a Byron Allen thing, except you're going, how about you lead yourself in?
Yeah. Tell us about yourself.
So let me see. What's been going on I'm at war with a bunch of coyotes in my backyard.
Yes, let's dive right into the coyote battle of the greater coyote battle of 2023. And this is because you've moved to a place that has wooded features in and around the dwelling.
Yeah, I got a bunch of. It looks like Coyote Vietnam in my backyard.
and at war on Team Home Ben is the home dogs.
Yeah.
And versus how many coyotes?
So I got a 3-legged dog who is very brave. That's how she lost her leg in the first place.
Right.
She lost her leg because she ran in front of my car.
Yeah.
To try and fight my car. By the way, I can hear people.
Yeah,
that's
a dress shop. They're making wedding dresses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's like we're at Theo Von's studio.
So it's like Phantom Thread over there, and then
they're just having a great time. They have a little Chihuahua that barks too. It's great.
Can they hear us?
Probably.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, make me a dress.
So I wish I didn't see all of Phantom Thread, so I can't really make any jokes right now.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's. Some people say it's fucking Paul Thomas Anderson's greatest film.
Oh, he's got a new film coming out.
What I appreciate about you is you work in the film business and yet you're clueless about film. You have no respect for it at all.
Not even a little bit.
Every reference you make to film, it's like, dude, it's like that one time in Speed.
Yeah.
Remember in Speed?
Remember Independence Day?
Yeah, that's all your shit is pre-1996.
That's when I was allowed to start watching television.
Was
about 95, 96. I could start going. So you and I had similar upbringings in the Christian base, and I wasn't allowed to consume television.
I've known you for so long. I didn't know that about you.
Oh, super! I went to private Christian school from 3rd to 8th grade.
Where?
In North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
What sect were you?
Well, that was Baptist, but we went to a missionary-based church on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Sunday nights. So I was getting
missionary based.
Yeah,
man, I hate missionary kids.
God,
really? I hate.
Do you
missionary
specifically
kids
know
so much?
Do you know enough missionary kids to have that statement?
Yeah, I think once you know 2 people from a thing, and you don't like one of them, you could be like, well, 50% of them suck. I hate. I thought I hated PKs the most.
Preacher kids.
They call themselves PKs.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
They're like, well, I'm a PK.
Yeah, unless they're a YPK.
What's a YPK?
Youth preacher's kid.
Oh,
youth
God, I've never heard that.
Yeah, because usually by the time youth pastors have kids, they've become full-time pastors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My youth pastor from my high school in the late 90s, that tells you how old I am, is
By the way, I can tell you right now, this story is ending with someone getting molested.
No, that's a different youth pastor.
Okay.
That's so true, though.
Anytime someone's like, well, so I had a youth pastor in the 90s, I'm like, and let's cut to the chase. How many kids were getting molested for how long?
Show me on the doll.
I just want to see numbers.
Yeah. Never touched me directly.
Good. Never measured your...
Little over the pants touching. A lot of locker rooms, a lot of group trips. No, he's now the full-time lead pastor at the church my mom still goes to.
Nice. So yeah, he
25 years
he
later.
molested enough kids that he got to graduate. Very good. It's like getting enough credits in college. Like once you hit a certain number of molestations.
That is the stairway to heaven. You have to touch your way to the top.
And by the way, what I appreciate about growing up not Catholic but in conservative churches, there's a huge difference. The people that fuck kids in Catholic churches are gay pedophiles, and the ones in conservative churches, like we grew up in the South, they only fuck the girls. They don't fuck boys.
Interesting. Interesting.
They hate to fuck boys.
Right.
They don't. That's gay. They don't do that. But what's funny then is once they get married to their lady. So I grew up in a very conservative Christian place for anyone just tuning in who doesn't know anything about me.
The only reason they're here is for you. They have to know about you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if that's true, but regardless, they might have just accidentally
maybe
they might have pocket clicked this. Like they're walking out of a Starbucks bathroom and they're like, "What the fuck is this? I was watching Your Mom's House and now this is playing."
Yeah, because we're on right after Your Mom's House.
Maybe, I don't know. It kind of looks like a similar set to the.
Dude, I didn't see Bert's new home studio until after I built this, and I was posting progress pics, and Halston wasn't like, "Hey man, you're ripping us off." Not to derail you from your.
No, I get it. But you will have to start dressing like Bert Kreischer now, taking your shirt off.
I'm working on
really fat.
I am working on the gut. I'm working on big jacked arms and a huge gut.
That's why you need to start smoking again, so you don't get fat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to take a page out of Matt Rife's book because he seems to be doing very well. So I was like, maybe if I get jacked, I can sell tickets.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Because ladies like guys that have big muscles.
I'll have to get cheekbone implants and a stronger chin also, and maybe a personality and some jokes. And then maybe I can announce my world tour with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Just if you bench 280 or whatever, that's the only thing holding you back is your bench.
It's my appearance,
your personal best.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about So I grew up in a very conservative Christian college, and what's interesting, tons of erectile dysfunction problems.
Oh, it's rampant.
Once they get married. And what's funny is they get married in their early 20s. So you date your high school sweetheart all the way up until college. Yeah. And you're busting at this. You're going to explode.
Right.
Like a fucking one of those rockets Elon keeps blasting off. And that's your penis.
Right, because you can't touch it.
Right, you can't. Well, you're touching it a lot.
Yeah,
you're
not supposed to. It's of the devil.
It's like a fucking. What are those things when you're making pottery? It's like a kiln or whatever.
The kiln is the fire that you burn it in. The little spinner, you mean?
Yeah. What's the spinner thing? That's your penis.
I don't know. The rotator.
You've seen Ghost with Patrick Swayze? Yeah. That's what you're doing to your penis from ages like 14 to 20 until you can finally bust. But porn is amazing to watch at those ages for anybody. But if you think right after you're done busting that you're going to die and then go to hell unless you immediately pray and ask for forgiveness, it's even better because if it feels like you're robbing a bank or something.
I got away with another one.
Yeah, because you have a small window to bust and you don't know if Christ is coming back and you have your pud in your paw.
Yeah. What if in like the first second of the rapture as you're floating up, you're in the middle of like just fucking tanking loads?
Then I mean, you just got to start aiming for the ghosts that are for the rapture. You guys start aiming for people and bringing them back down.
It's like that 3D shooter game at the Dave and Buster's where you got to press the pedal to duck down.
Oh yeah. No, I know every game at Dave and Buster's. Yep, big Dave and Buster's guy.
Here's something though for the pedophiles at home.
Oh yeah.
You cannot go to Legoland or Disneyland, or maybe Disneyland, but you can't go to Legoland as a single adult male.
Oh, interesting.
But there's no rules. Dave & Buster's has a bar. You can go to Dave & Buster's whenever you want to. Dave & Buster's is like the minor leagues for pedophiles.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. You can just sort of hang out, jean jacket, like against the corner, toothpick in your mouth.
Trench coat, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no barrier to entry there.
Yeah.
But also there's no 12-year-olds that walk into a Dave & Buster's and they go, table for 3. And then they just walk in with their buddies. Like that doesn't happen.
But parents will go there and they'll enjoy the wings and alcohol, and they'll just give their kids $100 or whatever, and the kids are just running around the arcade unsupervised.
That's true.
Yeah.
I watched a movie about a pedophile last night.
What is it called? The Whale?
Very good.
Still haven't seen The Whale.
It's a movie called Happiness from like 1998 with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes. You're just seeing that for the first time. I don't remember what it's about.
Apparently, it's really hard to find, and it gets uploaded to YouTube every now and then, and you can watch it.
Yeah.
But it's about a guy who molests a lot of children. I didn't see that coming. So
neither did they.
I just heard it was a really like dark drama and shit. I had no idea.
We watched that in high school. Sorry, I'm far away from my mic. What was your impression of it? Did you like it?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I didn't like the ending, really. I thought it was... I mean, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but it was... Also, it's like every scene can't be about coming, and it's like, what is this? What is this? If I wanted to watch 2 hours of people just talking about jacking off and coming, I'd watch my show. Yeah. I want to see something that's great art.
Right. Have you ever seen a bad Philip Seymour Hoffman movie?
No, because I don't go watch his bad. Like I didn't watch after he died. People were like, fuck his last movie. You gotta go see it. It's the Hunger Games. It's Mockingjay Part 2, the Hunger Games or whatever. Yeah. I was like, that's not gonna be my memory of him is going to be going to see The Master 3 times in theaters by myself, trying to get over a breakup and thinking that's the coolest guy I've ever seen in my life. Is those two people? That's everything I want to be. Is in that movie, Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's a beautiful tale about male friendship. It's a great. Have you seen the movie? The
Master?
Yeah. It's a brilliant. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah. But before I forget, I want to go back to the. I didn't finish the thing about growing up.
The church?
Yeah. Well, in the private university. So once they get married, what happens is then they don't want to. They can't fuck their wife.
They have to fuck somebody else?
No. They can't fuck anybody. Because their relationship with sex is this adrenaline rush, like they're doing something bad. Now they have permission from God. So now they don't, that cortisol's not pumping. Yeah. And they don't feel like they're doing something bad. And their only relationship with sex is this very private, fucked up thing.
It's a personal journey instead of an intimacy with their partner.
Right. So so sex to them is just a computer screen.
Yeah.
And thinking they're going to go to hell. So if you're laying on top of a woman in a bed with like silk sheets on you, and there's like an air diffuser and stuff, and it's all nice, and
it's very specific.
Well, I have requirements in bed, and the lights are blinding bright. I have studio lights in my bedroom.
Do you really like these?
Well, I love being a Hollywood guy.
Yeah,
so
you really do.
I say lights, camera, action.
No one says that actually in real life.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. No one says that.
They say
in the movie business,
and it's never the director that says action either, unless you're a very, very feeble and small-minded, egotistical director.
When we shoot sketches, I do say action, but it seems to help the actors a little bit more.
I think that's only because you don't have an AD, and that's the person that would be saying it for you. Oh. And the only reason that...
one day I'll get there.
Well, this is too inside baseball and people don't give a shit, but the reason that the AD says action is because he's specifically checking to make sure all of the other departments are actually fucking ready, whereas the director just wants to work with the talent and that's it. He doesn't care if the lighting's perfect or the sound's even fucking rolling. So a lot of times you'll hear the director yell action and then you'll hear the AD say it moments later when we're actually rolling and everything's ready to go.
Well, we missed you at the last shoot. Could have used you.
Yes, I missed me too.
I had to do sound.
Yeah,
since you weren't there, and I only fucked it up once.
Okay,
because I had to act in it and I was directing it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I don't think it wasn't anything important. I just rolled through another take, so then I had to go. Well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I aspired to be the sound man on all of your sketches.
I appreciate you coming to work on all that stuff.
Yeah, it's the only reason. I felt like it was leverage bait to get you to come here today. Like, I'll do
leverage bait.
I'll do like sound for free for 9 episodes of your sketch series, and then you will drive to your house, pick you up, bring you here.
You told. First of all, I want to let the folks at home know. I didn't say like, would you do this for free? You said you wanted to help out with the sketches.
100%.
Yeah.
I am trying to make you look like a bad guy right now.
Damn you, Isaac Abrams.
No, wow, you knew me before I changed my name. That's funny.
Oh shit, I forgot.
No, it's yeah. You said the right name.
Oh, I did. Okay, yeah. Because I used to call you the other thing.
Yeah, most people did. I'll cut that out.
Make a timestamp for that. Cut that out.
I mean, there's 61 episodes of me calling myself by another name on the internet anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I have a follow-up question.
About coming?
Yes. One, is that... Did that similar situation affect you and your wife? You guys were sweethearts in college, right?
Yeah, so we started dating senior year of college, and then we moved out here together.
Right, but you didn't get married right away.
No, we moved in together like immediately. We moved in together in LA like 7 months after dating.
Because the instinct is as soon as I'm clear of college.
Well, I stopped going to church like the year I went to college or before. So I shed all that stuff like a snake sheds its skin.
Well,
I was born new again.
You were born new again and still in a private Christian college.
Yeah, but I was just getting really fucked up all the time, and I needed to get really drunk for like 9 years every night to have the courage to be a human being and figure out what being and going up and talking to people and making friends and kissing ladies and stuff like that. Otherwise, otherwise I would have been a guy who joined the army, and then I came back after 5 years, and then I went to a bowling alley and just started, just fucking spraying clip after.
There goes the YouTube channel, folks. I have a much tamer audience than you do. They don't get.
Otherwise, I'd be a guy that's like, like you touch me, like you. I'd be pulling knives on people and stuff. I would be like a dog that, is, fucking like nobody wants him at the dog shelter.
Like a 3-legged dog.
Yeah.
That's currently having a coyote battle.
Sure.
We got 5 stories going on right now. But so you left college and you met your wife in college.
Yeah. Who's a guy, by the way.
Yeah, Harold.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I was a gay guy, I would love to fuck a guy named Harold, but I'd call him Harry.
I saw that one.
That'd be my little inside thing with him.
Yeah.
Everybody calls him Harold, but in the bedroom I call him Harry.
Kumar.
Oh, very good.
Nah,
very good.
It's one of the only movies I ever saw, so I'm trying to make a cinematic reference. I do feel the pressure when I'm talking to you to make some obscuro cinematic reference.
Here's what's fun about being around you. You think I'm really intelligent because I've seen like 4 movies. And you're like, dude, I haven't read any of the books. I don't know what the fuck, like brown bear, what do you see is. I don't know. And I don't know, everybody poops. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've never seen Boogie Nights, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've only seen one scene from Boogie Nights.
Is it the scene where he looks at his penis at the end? Is it really?
Yeah. No,
you fast forwarded 3 hours to the end when he looks at his huge cock in the mirror.
And then I rewind it to where he's prostituting himself on the corner.
That's great.
And they say no.
Oh, shit.
I could teach a class on cinema.
Yeah, that'd be funny. You're like, I think I got a better cut of Boogie Nights. I recut it myself. And it's 2 minutes long of him sucking cock in the truck and then looking at his huge ass dick at the end, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then it ends with William H. Macy blowing his head off.
Have you ever seen the mega cut of Godfather 1 and 2 in linear order?
No.
It's like 7 hours long, but it just goes in time order.
Okay.
I would do that with Boogie Nights and like 10 Things I Hate About You and just like mega mix them together.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, I would love to re-edit the Godfather 1 and just go Italy, gone.
We're out of here.
Gone.
Really?
Out of here. Don't give a shit.
Did you
maybe have it 2 minutes and then the car blows up and that's it.
Did you watch the show about making of The Godfather?
No, I heard it's better than like The Godfather.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really good. Mm-hmm. It's a little inside Hollywood. Cool. I like it.
Yeah, I should see it.
Yeah.
I'm too busy. I'm too busy, Isaac. I don't know.
Well, you are a busy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't talk about any of the reasons why you're busy. All right, fine.
I'm hunting coyotes.
Well, you are, but this is going to be an Isaac Abrams exclusive. You just bought an apple orchard.
That's right.
And it's non-GMO.
Mm-hmm.
Organic.
Okay, I don't know where we're going with this, but I'm ready.
I jumped into a tank and I can't swim.
Yeah.
I did have some like serious hard-hitting questions about like.
Did you really?
Spirituality and masculinity.
Well, what are they? Did you have them written down? I'd love to hear them.
I wrote them down and then I sent them to Nick. Let me look at my phone real quick. I got them right here still.
No one's ever thought about a question they're going to ask me. That's a beautiful thing.
I have all these questions.
What?
Yeah.
That's so sweet of you to think of things to say to me. Well, I'm flattered.
I appreciate that you're flattered. It's the impetus is two reasons. One, I didn't have anything prepared the last time you were on the show, and everyone lit me up for it. Mm-hmm. They were like, "Who is this guy, and why does he get to be friends with Ben?" And I was like, standing in the right place at the right time. Fuck you. And two, I'm trying to get better prepared for all my guests because Monterey books a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just get better at like asking questions. But specifically, like we kind of touched on spirituality, but like, where are you at with God now?
I read the Nag Hammadi recently, so I think I'm Gnostic, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But
do you think spirituality is also a spectrum like sexuality where it could just like you can fluctuate with your relationship with God?
Yeah, I guess. I don't for me specifically, I'm in like two modes where like I'm either I can repress it and not think about it, or if I think about it, then I'm like I think someone asked Carl Jung once, like, do you believe in God? And he said, no, I don't believe I know. And that's kind of how I feel now.
Yeah.
Especially after reading the Gnostic texts and stuff, everything is starting to click for me. So I read a big gay book called the Nag Hammadi, which is all the Coptic texts of all the books that didn't make it into the Bible.
Yeah.
That the early sects of Christians who were the Gnostics, like the Scythians and the Valentinians, these people had these texts and they were killed and and genocided and by Constantine and like I don't know, guys. And by the way, keep in mind, I'm retarded. So
I don't think you are. You say that about yourself a lot, but you're an author or becoming an author.
I write a lot. I write a lot, but I've never published anything. But I'm friends with authors, but I've never published anything.
Never met a writer who didn't read a lot, which by proxy I think doesn't necessarily make you intelligent, but like expands your vocabulary and your wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
And I just want to point one thing out for like the layman at home. You said sext earlier, which is like a group of people.
Yeah.
A sect instead of not sex. Just want to clear that up because the dummies at home
they go and then they have a big crown and they just go back to scribbling on a big white piece of paper.
Okay.
They're just mushing fucking Play-Doh together.
I was waiting for you to clear that up.
Oh God. Yeah, so everybody at home listening to this on the short bus, make a note of that. I just imagine the guy driving the short bus is turning up this podcast a little louder.
He's not
turn up the
He's not listening to it. It's fifth graders on a short bus.
Oh yeah. Which is my target demo. I looked on YouTube, my demographics, it didn't even have age. It just said Down syndrome, and it said non-Down syndrome. And it was 99%.
You go to your YouTube studio, it just says with and without. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Trisonomy 21, and then, all these early sects of Christianity, they were killed off.
Right.
And then, so it didn't make it into the final cut of the Bible. And some of them survived because a lot of them were translated into Coptic and were still shared around secretly.
Yeah.
And the texts are it's very interesting. It turns it kind of takes the world the way you understand Christianity like this, and it literally flips it completely upside down.
Now, is that some of the stuff? Is this pre 12 Tribes of Judah stuff, or is this you know what I'm saying? So
a lot of the Gnostic texts are
Old Testament.
It's kind of like a transcript of just these are private conversations Jesus supposedly had with Peter or Thomas or whatever.
Oh, so it's New Testament.
Most of it, but there's also some things that are more Valentinian where they're talking about the creation of the earth, and they go into that, which is totally different than what made into the canon of the Bible that we have.
I have a buddy that believes that the Garden of Eden was here in the United States, and that if you translate like
and they built a Dave and Buster's over it and there's a pedophile flipping a coin in the corner
and the Dead Sea is, or the whatever, what's the lake out here by Palm Springs? That's not the Dead Sea. That's
there is a lake of
the Salton Sea or whatever.
Salton Sea.
That's where Moses crossed to get to the Promised Land, because there were 40 years of wandering in the desert.
Hey man, I believe it.
Yeah,
we don't know if George Washington ever really was even a guy. Who knows? They could all be lying to us.
He did grow a lot of hemp, though. That's a fact.
Who did?
George Washington.
Oh, did he? Interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about how hemp was going to be like a huge big deal, and then the newspaper industry started doing propaganda about marijuana so that they could print on paper. I don't know. What am I talking about? I don't fucking know anything about this shit. This is stuff I've just heard from other people. But more questions
I can
for you.
I can explain the Gnostic belief system very quick. Like,
okay.
I can sum it up very quickly.
Yeah.
They believe in this thing called the demiurge, which is this world. It's basically, what's really cool about it, it's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
So
because it's flat.
What do you mean it's flat?
The Earth.
Yes, the Earth is flat. They're flat earthers.
Yes.
They just say there's this. It was created. It's called the Demiurge. It was created by a guy named Yaldabaoth. Now you can believe all that shit if you want, like the Yaldabaoth shit, or you just I just kind of fucking forget about all of it. But basically, the thing that's sort of like, I don't know, it pisses a lot of Christians off, and they don't talk about these texts. I never heard about any of them because in them Christ says that you too can become Christ. And that he himself is not special, and that your consciousness can ascend, and you can become enlightened. It's kind of like an Eastern idea. You can become enlightened to the point that you will never die, and you will shed the flesh, and you will beat death,
right?
And realize that none of this in the world, your flesh and particles and all this other stuff, none of it's real,
right?
And that's the demiurge, and you can't trust any institution.
Yeah.
Which I really like about it, because institutions exist within the demiurge, therefore they are corrupt.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can, so meditation is important, being in, I don't know, just consciousness type expanding stuff.
Yeah.
Through the creative process, through thinking, through
like
sitting, through meditating.
Like the Mormon view, where we can all become our own God. Like, we all get our own planet.
I thought they had a planet where they fuck whores.
Maybe.
Like, they were like, if you do all the right things here, you'll get to go to the big saloon in the sky where you can just like shoot people up, and it's like Westworld. That's how I imagined Mormons.
I thought you got your own planet to be your own God of. The way I took Mormonism, but I'm not.
I never studied Mormonism. Yeah. What I always just thought is that you go and you get to have you get to go to a planet of where it's the planet is made of pussies, and everywhere you see are pussies, you can just put your penis and everything.
Oh,
that's how I understood it.
I'm gonna have to check that
But
out.
I only thought about Mormonism for like 8 seconds, and I go, got it. And I just made up something completely.
And then he's like, now I'm a Mormon.
Yeah.
Forever. Did you see, this is gonna suck, but maybe Nick can help us out. There's a documentary that I have not seen, but it's I think it's called 1949, but it's about the pre-1949 and post-1949 versions of the Bible, where the word homosexuality doesn't exist in the Bible until 6 guys decide to put that homosexuality is wrong. Into
6 of the straightest men to ever live.
They were like,
who definitely weren't gay.
They were like, I think we should put homosexuality in the Bible.
A group of 6 straight guys.
6 of the straightest men alive.
Is it SEAL Team 6 that did this?
That would be.
Was this the original SEAL Team 6?
I think this is pre-SEAL Team. I think we didn't get SEAL Teams until the 70s or 80s.
Well, this is around the creation of the CIA, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you said it was 1949 when they did this?
I think so. It could be 1947. It could be 1939. Could be Bible documentary. Nick's hard at work.
So they're like, now that we
it.
liberated the Jews, now we can focus on the important things, which is eradicating homosexuality from the earth.
Yeah, what's it called?
1946, The Mistranslation That Shifted Culture.
Wow. Yeah, we should watch that. We should live stream that.
It sounds like a bunch of Roxanne Gay horse shit. Because they always do this thing where they rewrite history and they're like, actually, Jesus was trans or whatever. They always do this. And then they have pictures of Jesus with huge tits and he's up on the cross and he's like, I'm so queer. They always do this. Dude, they do this constantly where they try to rewrite history and they completely fuck it up.
Nick, will you mute all tracks for 1 second, please? Did you actually mute it, or you just bring the faders down? Because if you just brought the faders down, it's still in the audio track.
Yeah, I muted it.
Okay. Because I'm not editing this episode; it's going up today. I should put in subtitles what I just told them.
You should have like, you need a big sign here
over the door.
Where you're like, oh, so I just want to let you know, there's a guy sitting here that's really been offended by everything you've said, and a guy over there is offended by the other stuff you said.
I'm just gonna move out after this episode.
But every time you say something over here that they're offended by, he's thumbing it up, and vice versa.
Well, what's funny is that this office goes this way and then connects here and then comes back around. So it's like a U around this office.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Moving forward. If you've been on a big bird kick lately.
Yes, I mean, it's birds are the light God breathed into this world.
Are they
carry the spark.
Are they real? Birds are real?
I heard that's a big movement that they're all fake.
I have a buddy that believes he thinks they're all surveillance for the...
So here's what's interesting. I've seen coyotes and my dogs themselves kill birds.
And they bleed. Not much like robots don't bleed. Like if they were all robots, they wouldn't bleed.
But I guess, I haven't like forged within them for some sort of chip or something.
Yeah.
Or, and then again, I never see them at night. So maybe they're going
to recharge.
They're going back to the Amazon warehouse and then flying back to charge. So I really don't know, but I will say something blew my mind about birds, which everyone is like, yeah, dude, no duh. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know all the birds in my yard are the same birds I see every day. They all live like they choose, like they build houses and then they shoot and then they stay to their territory in their yard
until they migrate for the winter or summer.
I don't know, because I've only been doing this for 2 months.
Yeah, you've only been into birds for 2 months.
Yeah, but I got really into it. So I got a bird app and I got bird feeders now, and I fill their bird feeders every day. I have 3 hummingbird feeders.
Yeah, hummingbirds are my favorite.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have one rufous hummingbird he's like everyone's really afraid of him on the block.
Oh, the other hummingbirds?
Yes, he's very territorial and vicious.
Yeah.
Or she, I'm sorry. And she doesn't, anytime any other hummingbirds come in, she goes like that and she flies all around and fucks them up until they leave. So all day she's like the muscle and defending all the feeders. Because I have 3 feeders because I see this lady on YouTube. She has like 300 or 400 hummingbirds in her yard, and God, I would kill for that kind of life.
Yeah.
I only have 1. And anytime more hummingbirds comes in, this rufous bows up on him. And the rufous, he's supposed to migrate up north to Mexico, north to Canada, and then come back around through the Midwest to Mexico. And he hasn't left yet. And I guess it's because of the June gloom. But I'm waiting. And I love my rufous dearly. I've saved my rufus's life the other day. It flew in my house. And I picked it up and I had it on my finger and I held it. Yeah, and I took it outside and I held it up in the light. And it had this iridescent, on its throat, it's called I forget the name of it. It's called starts with a G, a gorget. It's like that, and the gorget is also what they called in medieval times the thing that would protect your
neck.
Your neck.
Yeah,
it's a gorget, I believe. I hope I'm right about that.
Don't look that up.
But it's an iridescent little patch on the hummingbird's throat, and it's beautiful the way the light comes in and reflects it. And I was holding it up to the sun and the way it was striking it. It was one of the most beautiful things I ever seen, and then it flew away, and I started crying, and then I was like, God, I'm such a fag.
And then you went and wrote 27 pages on the death and life of the gorget. To never be released into the public, just private stock. It'll be released like Prince has new music. When you die, all your gorget volumes will be released.
Well, the gorget is a fascinating thing because it is the way to identify a lot of hummingbirds by there. Because they have these things that they blow up to intimidate people, and they also use it to attract ladies.
For mating.
You like hummingbirds, though, right? So I'm not boring you.
No. So my view, where I live, looks out over the protected wetlands between the marina and the airport.
I know where you are. Yeah.
So I don't have a hummingbird feeder, but I think I should get one. But they like to live in the little palm tree, the first palm tree into the wetlands. So they'll come up and like buzz around. And
what kind of hummingbirds do you have?
I don't know enough about.
Describe the color and I'll tell you.
They are green and blue.
Okay, that is I believe I think it's just an Anna's hummingbird, a regular old Anna's hummingbird.
You could say any word, hummingbird, and I would be like, oh. And then I'll start telling everyone in my neighborhood, like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I've got the Hannah Scorgan hummingbird.
Dude, if you get into it, though, wait until you start identifying them by their calls.
Yeah.
Where I'm walking down the street, and I'm like, fucking, that red house finch is really going to town on that California towhee. I don't know. They got to settle that shit out because this is, you guys got to keep it down over there.
You're like, hey, none of that.
I can know who's fighting with who. They fight all the time, man. And, yesterday I was eating watermelon outside, and this raven came back, and when the raven comes back, I hate the way they make calls and stuff. It pisses me off because their vocal ranges are very sophisticated, and they do I don't know if you've heard ravens, but they'll do like a South African early man. I think that's where English speech originated. Was in South Africa, but that was when it was like clicks, like. But ravens will speak to each other like that, and they're very smart.
Oh, interesting.
And the ravens are way too damn big for their own good.
Yeah.
They're as big as dogs.
They can kill small chickens.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah.
They're big as hell.
Ravens and crows, so what you do when you get a small batch of chickens, you keep them in their brooder, or turkeys. You brood them for like 3 to 4 weeks until they're big enough to go outside. And you still have to put them in a protected shelter, and you have to stick a goose in with them. So you raise a goose with your batch of chickens to believe that he's a chicken, and then he'll protect the chickens from aerial fowl.
So that's like a genetic imprinting thing, where when they're born, they imprint themselves onto someone else, basically.
I think it's what's it called? Environmental. I don't know what it's called. I can't think of the term that I'm trying to think of right now. But it's like when you get a puppy and a kitten at the same time. Like, usually the cat will think it's a dog.
Yeah, I think that's called genetic imprinting, but I could be wrong.
I forget. Right. Let's go ahead and say that it is.
I read a Joseph Campbell book about stuff like this, and sometimes he doesn't really know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But he was talking about that, how like a duck could see a cat and it goes, that's my mom.
Right.
And it just follows it.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's genetic imprinting or if the thing I'm talking about is no, I think it is. Because you know how people talk about like the collective unconscious and stuff, where you go, the symbols and things that are in you, it's the deep well of human history. We see these stories of Christ in other cultures thousands of years ago. That's what Campbell studies. And he was even talking about how you can have chickens, right? You can have them born in a windowless room, which isn't ideal. But you have them born in a windowless room that some freak probably constructed. And
where are the windows?
And so the chickens hatch, right?
Yeah.
And there's no mother there. There's no father, which I think is the rooster.
Yep.
They don't know. So no one can communicate with them, right? They're just born alone in this windowless room. And the chicks are just running around being chicks. And they have shadows fly across the wall. They have a square, then a triangle, then a circle, no response. And then they have the shadow of a hawk go overhead very quickly. And the chickens start going nuts. They know it's a predator.
Yeah.
But how do they know that?
I don't know.
How does something know when you're really little, you see a snake or a spider or what, and then you start crying or whatever.
Right.
Even though you should be more afraid of you walk under, you see a big grand piano up on as you're walking down the side. You should be more afraid of that than a spider, probably.
Especially if it says Acme on the side.
Yes, exactly. So it's interesting how those, and I could be totally wrong about what genetic imprinting is, and I can't look it up right now. It would derail the whole conversation.
You're right. I saw a video yesterday where a lady put a disco ball in her chicken coop for stimulation, and they were just like tripping out, and the egg production went up 30%. They were 30% larger and 30% more volume.
Yeah, that's funny.
Birds.
By the way, someone's doing the exact same test at one of these 7 corporations that own the world right now.
Yeah.
We're like, we at Nabisco, I think what we're going to do, we ran tests where we put we made the chocolate chip shiny in the cookie, and 30%. By the way, you know this. You know why they put fucking red food dye and stuff? It's more enticing for people. So if it's really bright red, they're way more likely to buy it. But all that stuff's banned in Europe and the rest of the world. It's only legal here. It causes 100%. Like ADHD, autism, birth defects.
Right, which we have all 3 of those.
Yes, I have all 3.
Same. Because it's a spectrum.
That's right.
So we all we all have everything, right? Because
well, I don't know what I can say and what I can't, because I know there's a guy over here just shaking his head.
She doesn't come in until like 4 o'clock. She's not making any dresses right now. I don't know what's happening over here. Guy across the street, I think he's an agent. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Well, he likes to talk on the phone in the hallway a lot.
Okay, sounds like an agent to me.
He's like, no deal. I'm like, what is this?
Anyway. He's Jerry Maguire?
Yeah. Who's coming with me? I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
No offense to you, sir. And by the way, I got rid of the coyotes in my yard so far by I put wolf urine down.
Oh. How does one...
And you don't want to ask me how I got it.
Well, that's exactly what I want to ask you. How do you milk a wolf?
I bought some freak sells wolf urine on the internet, and I bought it.
This dude's just pissing Mountain Dew into jars and going, wolf. It's writing on a Sharpie, wolf urine.
Right.
Seriously, guys, I'm selling so much wolf urine.
By the way, I'm pretty sure I'm the only guy who bought the wolf urine and used it for what you're supposed to. Everybody else that bought it is at furry conventions right now drinking glasses of wolf piss.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Or just like soaking their furry costume in it to
no, it's literally, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's guys that dress up like foxes and they have big diapers over their like fox and wolf outfits, and they're just walking around with a big Stanley cup full of wolf piss, and they're sipping it, walking past a Gold's Gym, waiting for God to kill them.
I have so many furry questions. It grosses me out, and I don't want to think about it too deeply. But I am very curious about that whole culture. So when you were a furry,
I can talk about furries if you want to.
I mean, how much do you know about it? Because I don't want to be 2 guys who don't know anything about it.
One of my favorite viral posts on Twitter was this guy who dressed up like a furry, and he invited 30 of his furry friends over, and he ordered a pizza from Pizza Hut. And do you want me to continue telling the story?
No, I can see where this is going.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he posted pictures of the pizza.
Everybody on the pizza. Everybody eat the pizza.
And he ate the whole pizza.
He ate the whole pizza?
He ate the whole pizza, dude. And he took fucking pictures of it. And fucking kicked ass,
the things that amuse you. The things that amuse you scare me. And the fact
all this stuff gets me off in a different way, you know, like all this stuff that gets people off sexually, it just makes me like cry. It makes me cry laughing that people are so broken and fucked up they do that, because I can't process it. Right?
See, that's a level that I wouldn't even consider taking it. I feel like I'm susceptible. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm so impressionable that if I consume something, I may get interested enough into it to like go down that rabbit hole. So I have to be careful about what I consume, because I get fascinated by things and I want to know more about them. And then all of a sudden I've spent 6 weeks researching witches at the library and vampires, and now I think I want to live forever.
Right.
So I don't think I'm in any danger of like buying a furry costume, because I just don't like going places and wearing hot shit. But if I was a furry, I would definitely have that little piece of monofilament that made my tail stay elevated and wag behind my head.
Hold on. I didn't even know that there's like a piece you can get to do that. How did you know about this? Is this from a music video you shot?
No, it's just from working with costumed like mascots and things. They just run a piece of monofilament from the back of their helmet to the tip of their tail, and it just keeps it elevated and wagging when they move.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. Wow. There's other ways to do it. You can put
it's movie magic. I was wondering in the videos where they're getting fucked in the desert. I was like, how does that tail move like that?
Okay, we have to solve this mystery, and then we can move on from the furries. I'm a furry in a furry costume, and you.
Hello, sir. How are you? Or hello, it.
Exactly. And you've clearly worn everything but the hood to your furry costume.
By the way, I'm wearing these are birds here.
They are birds. Yeah, we've reverted back to our kindergarten selves. Yeah. These are birds.
This was sent to me by Buddha Ben.
Yeah. Plug it up.
Yeah, sick birds. I love Buddha Ben.
Yeah. So Buddha's going to make you your costume. But when you meet someone in a furry convention and you want to go upstairs, how do you know?
You want to go upstairs.
How do you know that when you take
off, hey, you want to go back to my place?
You want to go back to my nest? You're just passing out hotel keys with the number on it?
Wait, how do you know what?
How do you know? Because at a certain point, they're not just having furry sex, they're having human-to-human sex.
Well, clearly.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I'm not, I can't suspend my disbelief so much. I'm like, wait, is that an actual fox? Fucking a bear?
Right.
And they're the same size?
How do you know that what's inside of your fox will fit inside of or be pleasured by what's inside the bear? You don't know the sexual orientation or gender of the either party.
Oh, dude, you know.
How?
They're all guys.
It's that simple.
Yeah, it's all guys.
Oh.
It's almost never ladies.
There's not one time.
There might be a lady, but she's like it's a M to F situation. MTF, you know.
Okay. Can you Google what MTF stands for?
Yeah, you can. If you
No, please don't. Not on the studio computer. Do you know what it is, Nick?
I believe that's male to female.
I loved how he spilled the coffee as soon as
Wait, is there? You have to quantify male to female. So F to F and M to M is male to male and male. I'm learning on.
Yeah, like MTF, F to M. Like you want to know what type of trans person is in. Like, and they describe themselves as this way. Like I'm an MTF.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
they were a male.
Okay, gotcha.
But they are not anymore. Now they are a female.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm so far removed from this world, but it's a spectrum.
That's why I think I'm really here, just to
educate me.
To educate you, yeah.
So I don't speak out of turn on topics.
So you can fit in at all the writers' strikes. You're like, hey, where are my fellow MTFs striking these days?
Meet me outside of Paramount. It's time to show these guys who's boss.
Have you been down to the writers' strike?
Not even a little bit, because I don't know how I feel about it.
I kind of want to go because I want to meet Bob Odenkirk.
Well, he's not. He's going to be in the Valley.
Oh, would he be in the Valley?
He would be in the Valley.
I thought they were only protesting around Netflix.
It's every studio.
Oh.
It's you go across the street, you could go to Paramount, CBS, they're on every lot.
I just want to go to Bob Odenkirk. I'm like, do this all good, with finger guns, please. Just do them. Just give me 2.
Somebody pointed out to me the other day that I do finger guns a lot.
That's cool. You're a really broken person. That's a really you're like, I don't know who I am.
Hey, I don't have a personality of my own, so.
No, you have a personality. It's just it's shattered. You're a broken mirror.
Oh, no. It's so true. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
The thing is, you're so, you're animated. You're kind of, you're playfully defensive.
Yeah.
Because you're and we're all insecure, but so you're shooting finger guns, you're like, fuck you. Kind of, you're being like aggressively violent, like stay the fuck away from me, but also like, I'm just kidding.
But love me anyway.
Yeah. Well, Saul Goodman's thing, have you seen Better Call Saul?
Yeah, a little bit, not a lot.
Okay, I won't ruin it for you, but
it's okay. You can ruin it for everyone else.
No, I don't want to. It's better than Breaking Bad.
It is, but my ship has sailed, and I don't think I'll ever pick it up.
Okay, well, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's his fucking thing, and if you make it to the end, it's like you go, oh yeah, that's his. It's his signature.
Do you want to call Bob right now? I have his number.
How do you have Bob Odenkirk's number?
We're friends.
Are you fucking with me?
Yeah. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. See, you had to think about it long enough.
Isaac does Nick, have you noticed it? He does 2-second pranks where he's like fucking, and he builds up this elaborate thing. You're like, really? He's like, no. He doesn't even once he's got you, he doesn't even play with it for very long.
I can't hold it in.
Yeah.
I can't. But at least you had to think about whether or not I did have Bob Odenkirk's number.
You've worked in LA for like 15 years. Like I believe you have people's numbers like that.
I have the numbers you wouldn't think I would have, and then I don't use them for any reason whatsoever.
I'm a nobody retard, and I have insanely famous people's numbers in my phone. That, by the way, if I called them, they would not pick up.
No, they'd be like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Or go.
But I should put a lot of them in a group text together and be like, "Hey." I'm gonna send the picture of. I'm gonna send the tweet thread of that furry coming on that pizza.
And then go, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I'm out of questions. Let's go to the phones. Can you give Cybers a call real quick?
Go to the phones.
Yeah, we're gonna take a phone call real quick.
Okay.
Cybers, meet Ben Avery. Ben Avery, meet Cybers. Alex Cybers.
Hey, Cyrus, did Courtney Love kill Kurt Cobain?
I mean, it's a greater than 0% chance. I mean, I don't want to get sued, but, probably. Maybe.
Off to a great start.
I told him about who you know before he asked you that question.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Probably have to cut that
out. I just keep saying stuff that Isaac has to cut out of the show.
And I won't.
Well, that's the intention here. Well, thanks for calling. How are you gentlemen doing in the Grove now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Grove?
We're discussing the finer points of MTF Furries.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't either. And you don't. And
Okay.
don't go ordering a pizza around Ben anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not putting the pieces together, but yeah. All right. I won't.
You won't.
No
Wink.
problem.
Wink.
So-
yeah, where do we start? I'm curious about a lot of things that Ben is doing, writing books, trying to direct things, directing things.
Yeah, I think let's talk about directing. Because you've been doing a bunch of sketches lately.
It's funny that Cyrus is like trying to direct, and he goes, directing things. I mean, like he qualifies it.
Trying to direct.
Yeah, trying to save it.
And directing.
I know Ben's attempting to do a lot of things.
He sure has
And
been
then
talking
also
about
doing
it.
them.
Wait, what do you guys want to talk about?
How much of the writing can you talk about, or do you want to talk about directing?
I write every day. So
Yeah.
I write every day. I have a routine where as long as I leave my phone upstairs completely and go downstairs to write, I meditate first thing in the morning for 20 minutes. I do TM. And then I write until about usually 2. But I focus on like a page to a page and a half a day. And this is something I don't like to admit, but I don't like to be on a computer screen all day. And my writing has gotten a lot better since I've done longhand. And I also don't attack me when I say this. I use a typewriter.
I assumed you did.
I mean, you should have prefaced everything you just said with "Please don't attack me" when you said it. Fucking transcendental meditation.
I know.
Before I write freehand.
I'm another LA asshole. I'm just another LA asshole. But
It's a good thing you're here, though.
But it's the only way to not write on the computer and fuck up your eyesight.
Yeah.
Because I have terrible nearsightedness, and also I want to be outside when I do it. So I usually sit outside when I'm writing, and I go through my pages and I make tons of marks with pen, and then I retype and retype and retype. And it's also like a governor for me.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I write on the computer, the first book I wrote, I could write like 4,000 words a day. One day I wrote like 4,700 words. It was crazy.
Jesus.
It was
That's
way
a lot
too much
of words, by the way.
So now I try to
And it
keep
was
it to
crap.
like 500 words a day, like max.
do you go back and
That's
re-edit
good.
yesterday's
Yeah.
stuff the day of? Like today,
Yeah, because like sometimes I can, sometimes like in a day I'll write like 5 pages, and then it will take me another 4 days re-editing those.
Yeah.
Because it just kept going. So, and then it just changes, but that's
My biggest question on writers is always, what are you doing it for? Like I in different parts of my career, I've done it just for money, just to get a spot down. My father-in-law writes also for money, although he would act like it's for something different. Why are you doing it?
It's a hell of a lot of fun, and I really like going where the sun is shining. And when I started meditating like a year and a half ago, I started getting back to reading a lot. And I became I was always friends with Sam Talent, but I became really good friends with Sam.
his book is amazing.
And yeah, he wrote a good book. And then I told him my idea for a book, and he goes, "That's really good. You should write that." So he was the first person that's like, "You should You should. So then, but I didn't think I could do that. So then I just started trying it, and I was like, oh, this is really hard, but this is incredibly fun, and it keeps me distracted for like 8 hours from all the bad thoughts, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun, man. And the more you write and you make it that unconscious process, and you don't control anything, you let stuff flow out, you understand yourself better because you see all these things come out of you. So I guess it would be like it's purely selfish. Yeah, it's like purely therapy. It's a very selfish way to live, is to spend 8 hours being this person that's like, and then I know what happens, and then this happens next, and then but she's plotting his demise, and I mean, you have to be like a real. You also have to have the time. Thankfully, since I have the podcast and the Patreon and everything, that takes up about 20 hours of my week. So if that takes up 20 hours of my week, and then I can spend another 40 on writing, because I like to work a lot on my shit.
Calm down, Cyrus. We'll get to you.
And then we also shoot sketches too. So we also are writing sketches and shooting those, and we do live streams.
And now, I wanted to ask you if you ever got worried that Sam Talent might be smarter than you. But the better question is, so I'm actually genuinely curious about this, and I think it's a unique space that Patreon is. Like, if I think about the top grossing podcasts on Patreon, almost all of them are podcasts that you can't tell people you listen to. Matt and Shane's, Lemonparty, the list goes on. And if you have a podcast that you can tell people that you listen to, then it grows on an external and an organic channel, right? But this space of Patreon has kind of allowed for growth in a very new kind of way. You can slow grow. It's like, I can make all kinds of analogies of other things that have grown in the dark, but they're kind of all ugly and,
Today, Junior, wrap it up.
But I'm curious your point of view on that, on Patreon being this vehicle to get, kind of controversial content out, whether it's for any specific use or just for entertainment.
What do you mean my thoughts on it? Like,
what's the question?
I publicly think Patreon's awesome, and I love that they're platforming me. I think that's great.
You should see his
face. Don't you think? I mean, YouTube isn't an opportunity for Lemonparty. Let's just say because it's true.
Probably not long term. Yeah,
right. I mean, there's the content is challenging. Let's say.
Yeah, sure.
A platform.
Yeah. If a regular person listens to it, they tell me they're like, it made me nauseous. Like, listening
it's not
to
for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be in a certain frame of mind and take it with whatever grains of salt you're taking it with. But yeah, I'm curious about that because it's there's been a lot of podcasts that find a lot of success in the podcast app or on YouTube. I don't see shows like Matt and Shane's or like Lemonparty being able to, and they haven't gained, at least financial success outside of Patreon. Patreon, I imagine, is where you're getting the primary income from that show.
because sponsors aren't down with a lot of stuff you do, so then you just have to go directly to people somehow, I guess. Yeah. It's very interesting, but I mean, doesn't it create all these niche markets? Like, I almost compare it to something like 4chan, where it's like all this stuff is growing underground and out of sight. All these little mushrooms are growing. The little, 8-coon mushrooms are growing.
This is boring. This is fucking boring.
The 8-coon
This is
mushrooms.
fucking boring. You've been trying to meet Ben for 4 years, and the best thing you came up with when you got the call into the show was, what's stuff like on the platform? Fucking Jesus Christ.
This is my business, Isaac. These are the things I think about whether I like it or not.
He wants me to go entrepreneur mode.
I'm trying to get clips out of this episode, and that's my business. So say something funny, Sivers, that Ben can shit on, and that will clip well. And then
I don't want to shit on Cyrus. He seems like a nice guy.
He is a good guy. He's a great guy.
I'm a curious man.
I think, either you have to go to people or you have to go to corporations, and those are the two pathways you have. So I guess that's it.
Well, that's
The
right.
end.
Yeah, I mean, well, there you go. He did it. He closed it down. Okay, last question that I have for you is, so Isaac shared with me that you are directing. Well, we won't talk about your attempt, but I'm always curious with directors what your point of view is, and it can't be because I want to tell stories. Just like writing can't be I have this story inside me that I just want to get out. What's your approach to directing? And, what's your point of view on directing? What makes it a Ben Avery thing?
I guess that's a weird, I don't think of myself this seriously, so that's tough. And I try to make things I do to be sort of this, I don't think like the conscious mind is very intelligent. And I think if you kind of focus on that stuff that's in the field of your conscious mind, you're really limiting yourself, and you can't surprise yourself, and you can't do something that people haven't done before. So that's especially why I meditate. I like to have everything that happens to be this thing where I don't even know why it's happening. But in terms of like how I work, I don't know. I don't think of myself that seriously. I mean, I really have yeah.
Let me just try to boil it down a little bit. Like, what attracts you to directing in the first place?
It's the same as writing to me, because I have complete control over the thing and how it exists in my head, and how I want everything to play out, and how I want specific things said. And I mean, to me, that's what attracts me to writing. The same thing attracts me to directing as attracts me to writing. I have full control over the entire thing. It feels like. But also, what's cool about the directing part is you can give other people creative autonomy, and they can come to you with something that's better than what you thought. And then you get to see those surprises that are really cool. So I like how it's collaborative as well.
And in a collaborative environment, you can do one for you, one for me. Let's try it your way. Let's try it my way. And then you can find it in the edit.
Also, what's really exciting to me about directing too is saving stuff live. So all of a sudden the cloud moves, or something happens, or someone won't say a certain line, or whatever, they can't get it. And then you start, I love like almost rewriting things and moving things out and moving stuff around, just figuring out shit on the fly and making it work, and then finding stuff that's way better.
We had that on the last sketch we worked on.
Yeah, exactly. And it turned out to be much better.
Yeah.
And also, I came at all this stuff as an editor. I edited for a really long time. And then so when I'm directing, I'm editing. Because as I'm shooting stuff, I'm editing it in my head. I don't even feel like I'm really directing. Yeah. If I'm doing what I feel is like a good job, I'm cutting in my mind as I'm going. So it's just like I load Adobe Premiere into my head, into my stupid head, and I'm just mixing stuff as I go, and I'm rewatching it as I'm going, and then realizing I need extra shots of this or this or that, or this isn't going to work. Or as we're shooting stuff, I'm like, I'm cutting that, I'm moving that. I think I'm going to move this probably here. Yeah. So I've
said that my whole career. As on set, if the director was an editor first, they're the best people to work with, because they're like, oh, we don't have to overshoot the wide. We're going to go right in here on the coverage. We're going to do this. I don't need that. I don't want that. And I'm like, I trust them. Directors that have no previous editing experience, I have to suggest shots to them because I think they're going to have gaps in their edit.
Yeah, and they probably say stuff like this, like, that doesn't really look the way I want it, but we can fix it in post, right? Because they don't know how post works or whatever.
And they're like, I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want.
That's so dumb. That's so stupid.
More often than not.
That's a reactionary guy with nothing to say.
100%,
yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, what's worse than that is I'll know what I like when I see it, which is a lot of what directors say to DPs. I think that's the even worse version.
Well, I'm glad I've never said anything like that to anybody.
And then, Cyrus, in the advertising industry, you find that a lot between your agency and the client, right? Because they're not very creatively driven, and it's your job to create the deck and provide them with the creative, and then they're going to go, I don't quite like that. And like, well, what would you like? And they're like, I don't fucking know. But that's why you have a job, I guess, right?
Maybe the unpopular thing to say is I don't think it's that simple as things usually are. It's like, they usually are creative. They're just like creative in one dimension, and you've got to then figure out how to shape the other two around it. And it's like they kind of dictate one side of a three-sided physics, and it makes it sort of harder, right? Because now you have to shape the other two to the one that is, in granite. And I think that's like if that makes sense. That's kind of, I think, where the magic comes in, because they usually are creative people and they usually do have a point of view. If nothing else, they have a point of view on what's going to be meaningful to their audience, and then you kind of have to work backwards from that. The thing that they know.
Got it.
Okay.
I guess to answer your question too, I just love projects. I love working a long amount of time on stuff for a long period of time. It's really fun for me to become. It's in my nature for whatever reason, and I don't fight it, to just become obsessed with something for a long period of time and work on it. And it's just really fun. And I only direct like little stupid sketches that are really funny, and I hope to one day direct stuff that's longer. But right now, I'm figuring it out as I go, I guess. Maybe. Who knows?
Well, I mean, everyone is, right? Yeah.
I mean, you can only watch so many master classes and read so many books. And then you learn from David Lynch said it best. He just said you learn by doing. And so everything you learn to do, you just have to do it and fuck up and keep trying. And that's the only way to really learn.
And you don't move past any of those learning moments without perseverance. I tell people all the time, I think perseverance is way more important than talent. Talent is something that you find along the way of not giving up,
Yeah, which is why I've become so incredibly funny.
Well, you're on a journey, huh?
I'm on did you say jury's still out on that? Well, thanks for calling.
He said you're on a journey.
Oh, I am on a journey.
Yeah.
I'm about to be on a journey to the restroom because I've had so many beverages today. I've got to urinate very badly.
Well, good plan.
Cyrus, thank you for calling.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you over the phone, Cyrus.
Yeah.
I hope to meet you one day.
We're going to maybe get some golf going or something.
Really? You guys want to play golf with me?
He would play golf with you right now. He would quit his job to play golf with you right now.
Really? Where do you live, Cyrus? What's your address?
I sure wouldn't, but I would make an appointment for weeks out to go play some golf. I live up in Lake Arrowhead, so.
Oh, you live in Lake Arrowhead?
Right on the lake.
Holy cow!
Right.
I was just in Big Bear 6 months ago.
Oh my God! I can't believe we didn't run into each other.
Oh my God!
I had to drive to Lake Arrowhead to charge my car.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
They're not having any of that e-vehicle bullshit in Big Bear.
I don't think they had one. No.
Yeah, they're not having it up there.
And it was fucking freezing cold. I had like 6 miles left on the thing. It was fucking terrifying.
It's not for everyone, but it is nice. There's nice things about it. But yeah, let's get some golf going.
Cool. Let's play any. I'm down to play any Trump course in America. Those are the only courses I play.
He got indicted again.
Any Trump national. Oh, we got him.
Finally.
Lock him up.
Well, there's one close by, so let's do it. It's real nice too. I don't know if you've been to the one.
Oh, he's been to all of them.
It's called.
Oh yeah, I played the Trump National Course on my birthday.
Yeah.
I literally celebrated on my birthday at the Trump National Course. I spent like a lot of money there. Like it's like $400 green fees there.
Well, I won't be joining you.
Really expensive.
Yeah. Well, we'll just put it on the company card, right? Cybers.
Yeah, we sure will put it on your company card. Let's do it.
My company card, mark it down. Minimum Focus presents $1,200 greens fees.
Let's play that course in Joshua Tree. That course kicks ass.
Yeah, there's a lot of great courses. Yeah, Joshua Tree, Thousand Oaks. No.
Westlake is good too.
Yeah.
Matthew Wolf is always there. The guy you shot
Westlake.
the commercial for. I still can't believe you met Matthew Wolf. Son of a bitch.
I had no idea who he was.
That makes me so mad.
All right, well, we'll be walking the bell soon. I can't wait.
Love you, buddy. We're going to hang up on you now. We're going to wrap this episode up. I'll call you later.
You have fun. Have a good piss. Bye.
Thanks for calling.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Big fan. Yeah. So that was the first time we've ever had a caller on the show.
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
That's really cool.
I've been trying to link you guys up forever because he's a fan of the show, your show, not this one. Clearly. Wouldn't that be funny? He's a big fan of mine. He's my one fan. No, he was the drummer in my band. We moved out here together in 2006. Started PA. We PA'd together, and he went up the producing route, and I went up the AD route.
Nice.
So he's been in the game as long as I have. Good guy. Very good guy.
Well, I hope I didn't bore. I just want to say I hope I didn't bore the shit out of everybody on this episode.
I don't think so. This is a lower energy show than your show. This is just two people chatting, trying to find 2 to 5 clips that we can put on social media.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the Nag Hammadi and like gorgets on birds' throats and stuff.
I hope that convinces people to go Google what the fuck we're talking about.
I guess, but it's like, I mean, this is a conversation like a homeless person's having outside of a public library right now.
No,
like,
it's not.
He's like, the gorget on a hummingbird's throat, dude. He's like, you haven't seen that shit? He's like, it's fucking awesome.
It is true. You could just definitely be dropped into the homeless camp.
Yes, it's insane.
And
you go, dude, remember that tweet where the guy who dressed up like a fox came on that pizza?
So what you're saying is the most interesting podcast in the world could just be groups of homeless people.
Yes, dude. Yeah, just stick a boom over them. Dress up in a hazmat suit and go down to Skid Row and just hold the boom out.
Yeah, or just, one K95.
That guy, there's a really popular guy on YouTube. He just interviews crackheads.
Yeah.
Soft white underbelly.
Oh,
he goes crazy viral. Every video he does has like 10 million views.
That's
and he just interviews a guy who's on heroin.
That would be
for 20 minutes.
Wow.
And he's like, yeah, I sucked off a rat before I came. I sucked a rat's dick because I was hungry I drank rat cum. And he's like, it's interesting, man. He thinks it's like, dude, you're making so much money off of this. Your career, you're making millions of dollars just talking to crackheads,
millions,
and hookers and people that were just like raped
on YouTube ad rev. Millions.
If he's getting 10 million on a 30-minute interview,
then he's probably making 10 grand a video.
Yeah, and he puts out like one a day. Because,
he's making.
Because I don't know if you've been down to Skid Row. There's 80,000 people.
I have been down there.
Yeah, it's an open air drug market.
They move it around too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I say we fucking drone strike downtown LA.
If it wouldn't damage property value. You're onto something.
Yeah.
What if there was a human version of an EMP, right? So it only took out flesh, but like concrete and windows were unaffected.
That's cool. I like that. I think what they'll start doing in the future, I think senators like Rick Perry will just start flying over LA in a helicopter and just
himself actually doing the work.
They're playing Creedence Clearwater Revival as he's just firing a machine gun into the zombie hordes.
Yeah, it's just it's a scene from
boom.
You just don't lead them so far. Or
just so he gets reelected.
Yeah, in Los Angeles, when you want to fumigate your house, they put a big tent over it with yellow and blue stripes or red and blue stripes, right? What if we just put a dome? We told all of the regular people to get out of downtown, and then we just put a dome tent over downtown. We just fumigated it, and then we pulled the tent off. Like everybody's just dead, laying around. Saying, "Oh, solved homeless." You
know what they do in they have the lights all constructed downtown in certain ways, where they turn the lights up really fucking bright around certain areas where they don't want them to sleep. So they make it so you go to some parts of downtown, the lights are so bright, it's like hot. It feels like it's day at midnight.
Yeah.
So they won't go around there and then they also, by the way, they don't lock up the trash cans downtown because they want them foraging through the trash, so they're not breaking in somewhere else to get food and stuff.
Yeah. To take the streetlights all the way back to the cinematic world, they switched all the streetlights downtown around 2009, between 2009 and 2012. They switched them from tungsten to LED.
Oh, nice.
So now, if you're making a period piece before 2007. The art department has to come in and switch all the lights out, or the VFX department has to replace them in post. Because LED lights will put like a dotted pattern on the ground. And then the old school had like a beautiful yellow glow to it.
My favorite street light is the mercury vapor lamp, the ones that I grew up in.
Yeah.
With that are still in a lot of places in West Texas. I went on Google Street View the other day just to see. Also, because I'm writing about it, I got to know what type of light it is. But the vapor lamps are my fucking favorite because they have like that weird greenish like halo from a certain distance and stuff. Did you grow up with those with the big humming and the hissing?
Yeah, the circular ones.
Yeah.
Like you find them more in rural areas.
They still have them in a lot of places.
And they buzz like crazy.
Yeah, they buzz like crazy. They're like purplish and green.
Yeah, and they had that like X'd plastic diffuser on the outside.
Yeah, I love that. Really brings me back, man. A hot summer night in West Texas, looking up at one of those lights and thinking, Christ is about to come back and kill me.
That's right. And then sitting on the porch with the bug zapper going with a cold Bud Light in your hand.
Looking at the swarms of stars and the mercury vapor lamps and just thinking I'm going to really jack off a lot tonight, and then pray that I don't go to hell.
And hope my mom doesn't find my cum sock where I hide it in the same spot every time she's found 3 times before.
I never had a cum sock.
Really?
No, I would roll up a window and jack off and then shoot the cum out the window and then shut it.
And then years later, there's just a mound. There's a 3-foot mound of cum outside your window. Your dad's mowing the lawn. He's like, Benjamin, what the hell is this out here?
I just slide up in the window and I just shoot a cum rocket out of it. And my mother's like gardening. She's like, what the hell? She's like, what the fuck? What the hell? It looks like Along Came Polly or whatever the hell. Or is that something about Mary? I forget that scene.
It's probably both. We could do the Godfather director's cut mega mix between both of those films.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Well, I think that's the text that's telling me that we did. Yep. We done over an hour. 30 minutes of that was Cyrus boring the shit out of us, but we'll cut that out.
Cool.
Ben, thanks for coming.
You have final edit on this. I give you permission.
Okay. I'm going to... Nick switched it for us.
So. Before you put it out, send it to my manager and my agent, and then we'll look over it and okay all the edits.
Yeah. I'll send you the YouTube link for you to go over and approve all the edits. Thank you for kicking off season 3. You're the only reason I have any success.
This is the beginning of season 3?
This is episode 100.
That's what you said. You said it's episode 100, so I didn't think it was... But you do seasons.
Yeah, I do. I do 50 episode seasons. So technically 100 would be the end of season 2, but those last 2 episodes are fucking boring. I don't know if they're ever going to come out.
Oh, okay.
So this is episode 100. I want to have my big guest back on, my one big guest that I get once a year that keeps this show monetized, making 31 cents a day, booby. I could sponsor a child.
Do you need me to do thumbnail face?
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
So, but...
So I have to do a 3-hour photo shoot after this?
Yeah, I talked to your agent about it. He said it would be fine.
Cool.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Ben, thank you for coming. And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next time or next week or whatever.